Today let's remake Attention by Charlie Puth in 1 hour. And at the end, you can download the final Logic Pro project for free down below. Stopwatch, 3, 2, 1, go! Change our BPM to 100 beats per minute. Create new software instrument, IK Multimedia, Modo Bass. If you don't have Modo Bass, you could try using Liverpool Bass, which comes with Logic, but it doesn't sound that close to the original bass. So let's go Bassman 5, finger picking, muting up to 100, bring down the treble and the tone a little bit. I think we can make that work. And that goes like D sharp, C sharp, A sharp, F sharp, B, C sharp. Nearly got it. Command A to select all the notes. Q to quantize, functions, MIDI transform, and fix the velocity to keep those low frequencies nice and steady. Create a bus 31 and a bus 32. Click on them and change them to pre-fader. So the audio is getting sent to the pre-fader before it goes through the effects on the track. Hold Option and click on both buses to bring it up to 0 dB. On bus 31, EQ, single band EQ. Let's low cut below 315. Option, click and drag that across to bus 32, but change that to a high cut at 315. TSE audio, BOD or BOD, bass overdrive, a great free plugin. Bring up the presence and the drive, more high and less low. So these buses have split our bass sound in two, high frequencies with overdrive and low frequencies with no overdrive. And because of that, our track doesn't need any output. Let's make a bus 17 using X for Records OTT. So you can hear OTT giving a bit more presence to that percussive high end. Command or that MIDI across. 8 minutes, 23 seconds. Took a bit longer than I hoped, but it's a very tricky sound to get right. Great. Software instrument, ES1, mono, synth bass, sub bass. In the verse we have D sharp, C sharp, rest, A sharp, B, C sharp. So it follows the chords. Command A, Q to quantize, fix their velocity as well. We definitely want sub frequencies nice and steady. Shift backslash to make those notes legato. Command or that MIDI across, but make sure we have the break in the first half and we need a half bar break just before the chorus. And you can high cut that bass just to be safe. 11 minutes, 7 seconds. That's much better. Let's keep that up. Great. New software instrument. Search for muted, edgy muted. That's not far off. And that guitar goes like D sharp, C sharp, then A sharp. I messed it up so bad. Thankfully, it's MIDI. Let's fix those notes. Command A, Q to quantize. Let's fix their velocity as well. Fix it to EQ, but getting rid of that notch. High cut a bit more to just above 1K. That's great. Gives it a bit more of that muted feel. Command or across with the half bar break, but then Command D to duplicate the track. Option click and drag down the MIDI and move that MIDI track slightly late. 2-finger click on the pan, stereo pan, drag from the bottom up to the top so it acts as a mono track. Drag one to the right and drag the other to the left. Shift click to select both tracks. Shift Command G to create a group track. That's so much better. That's giving the guitar a really lovely stereo image. Sound Toys Decapitator for a tiny bit of crunch. That's nice. We could cut out some 1K to get rid of some of those honky frequencies. And if you want to give it a bit more beef, you can use the saturator, like FabFilter's Saturn. I always go for the basic saturator and bring down the drive and the level in the high frequencies and the mix as well. Let's create a bus 14 with some tape delay. We could use a really short slapback delay. And let's bus some reverb, Space Designer, medium spaces, spring reverbs, old vintage reverb. We're getting there now. And the last thing Charlie loves putting on his tracks, isotope, vinyl, some lo-fi, mechanical sound. Maybe not that loud. And bring the warp way down for that tiny amount of lo-fi. That's not far off. 22 minutes. That took so long. But it was very educational. Right, guys? Great. Software instrument, retro synth, stereo. Mix all the way to oscillator 1, shape 1 to white noise. Turn off the filter, turn down the volume, and record in one single note. Double click on the MIDI, elongate it out, EQ out some of the low end, filter, auto filter, press A to open up the automation, change read to latch, move the cutoff on the filter so when we click on the automation, it has latched on to the cutoff. So we can change latch back to read then. Adjust the cutoff so it opens up to that half bar break and then drops right back down. And it can do the same for the chorus. And Command or that MIDI across. So it rises up and then sucks back out. So we have a white noise riser. Perfect for that pre-chorus build-up of tension. Option C, color the bass red, guitars blue, white noise, yellow. 27 minutes, 33 seconds. Much better than the guitars, but we need to save a good amount of time for the vocals at the end. Great. New software instrument. In Logic, the closest thing we have to a Rhodes is our Wurlitzer. Let's go for Wurlitzer Ballad. And the piano goes like D sharp major, C sharp major, A sharp 7, B major. Command A, cue to quantize those. They were very out of time. Shift /, click keep to elongate the notes out so they're legato. We'll also fix their velocity. Oh, and I forgot the last chord. Command T to chop the last chord in half and move that up to a C sharp. That hits on the 4th beat. Much better. Nicky Romero, kick start. For some very quick sidechain. We'll be able to sidechain it to the kick later as well, using a compressor. Oh, gives so much more bounce to the track. Modulation, tremolo. 1/16, just to give it a bit more vibe. Yeah, I'm liking that. Tiny bit of reverb. Man, that's a save. 35 minutes, 50 seconds. I love that sound so much. I would love to get an analog Rhodes someday. That would be the dream. Create, software instrument, synth, pad, airways. And that's one note, D sharp. And it holds all the way through the chorus. We'll need to turn that one down, some bus reverb, give it some sidechain as well, and maybe a tiny bit of that reverb on the track as well, and mix in the dry and the wet. I like that one a lot. It's adding a lovely ceiling or high frequency energy through that second half of the chorus. Really, really cool. Oh, and copy the Rhodes to the verse as well with the half bar break. Much better. 40 minutes, 10 seconds. That was a lot more like it. It's given the vocals some hope. Great. Audio track. We need to get our acoustic guitar and a microphone. And that guitar goes like... Bit rusty. Pan that one fully left. Command D and pan this one fully right. Shift click, Shift Command G to make a group track. Cut out some of the low end. Tiny bit of bus reverb. Put the sidechain on this as well. So it really feels like it's opening up. Ba 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 ba. Just like that. And if you want to get really fancy, Fab Filter, multi-band EQ, guitar, rhythm guitar clarity, which gets rid of some of the boominess and brings out the percussiveness of that acoustic guitar. That sounds really cool. Oh, there's nothing like a rhythm guitar. So good. 44 minutes, 18 seconds. That must be the fastest I ever recorded acoustic guitar. I'm pretty happy with myself. Great. Audio track. We need to drag in a sample, some minor chimes. Magical. And that comes in just before the second half of the verse. Beautiful. Turn those down, tiny bit of bus reverb, and we could probably put that reverb on the track as well, just to make it extra wishy-washy. So ethereal. Option C, yellowy orange, and drag them beside the white noise riser. That only took just over a minute. Must be a record. Great. Audio track. Drag in the count kick. You'll be able to get all these stems from the link down below. Select the marquee tool, command, click across that bar, and command or that kick across. That's already getting there. Command D to duplicate the track. I'm going to drag in one finger click that I recorded myself, and then Command D again and recording a finger click I picked up somewhere else that I can't remember. Put those on the second beat and the fourth beat. My finger click sounds like, and the other finger click sounds like, and we can get a nice flam effect on those. Marquee to that bar and Command or across. Sounds great. Create, software instrument, drum kit, producer kits, Bluebird. And we need to record in. Everybody loves cowbell. Command or across, and we can turn down that volume a good bit. And add a tiny bit of reverb, so it's sitting in the same room. And the same with the finger clicks. Great. Software instrument. Let's open Ultra Beat for our last drum. Drum kits, Boutique 78. And every snare is on the 2, 4, 2, 4. Fix their velocity. Cue to quantize. Command or that across. Control M to mute all the drums in the first half. And once again, tiny bit of reverb to put it in the same room. Those drums are so cool. 52 minutes, 7 seconds. Oh, we are tight for time. Another audio track, Command D. So we have 2 of them. And I have a Cymatics Trap Impact and a Cymatics White Noise Riser. So the White Noise Riser can help to build up just before the chorus and up to the end of the chorus. And we can turn that way down. Perfect. And the Trap Impact can hit in the second half of the chorus. So huge. So we'll leave it at a very low volume. Drag those 2 beside the White Noise Riser. Give them all the same color. Make all the drums yellow. Command S to save. 55 minutes, 33 seconds. We do not have a lot of time for the vocals. Let's try our best. Great. Audio track. Command and select all the MIDI tracks. S to solo. Double click to open up the MIDI. Command A to select all the notes. Option down 2 semitones. This way I'll be able to sing along to the track at a lower pitch, and then I can transpose everything back up at the end, because this vocal is way too high. Double vocal first.
I know that dress is karma, perfume regret. You got me thinking about when you were mine.
Should have warmed up first. That's so high. EQ out some lows and some low mids. 57 minutes. Okay, quickly. This is going to be a bit of a rush. Command D, harmony A, pan 30 left.
But you're not coming home with me tonight.
Command D, same out the other side.
But you're not coming home with me tonight.
Not too bad. Command D, harmony B, pan this one even further.
But you're not coming home with me tonight.
A bit rough. Command D, and out the other side.
But you're not coming home with me tonight.
Fade those in at the start and at the end. Double click on the audio, flex pitch, Command A to select all the notes. So you can click and drag back up to 2 semitones, back to the original key. Do the same with the MIDI. And that's time. Boom. Ah, yes. This track is so good. After all these years, it still has the same impact. Such a great use of build-up in the pre-chorus and that so-called anti-drop in the chorus. When the chorus drops with just the bass and the kick, there's so much impact. Great work, Charlie. Shout out to my wonderful patrons over on Patreon. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. All right, will we sing the lead vocal live? Are to be rude not to. Here we go.
I know that dress is karma, perfume regret. You got me thinking about when you were mine. And now I'm all up on you, what you expect. But you're not coming home with me tonight. You just want attention, you don't want my heart. Maybe you just say that part of me with someone new. Yeah, you just want attention, I knew from the start. You're just making sure I'm never getting over you.
Yes. If you want to learn how to remake Light Switch, I've got it all broken down for you in this video right here. It has some great tips in how to mix real instruments with software instruments, so I highly recommend checking it out. Hope you're keeping well. Cheers.